In today's wrap-up, it is the third and last day of mourning in Armenia for those killed during the Second Karabakh War. On December 19, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, members of the Armenian government, and a crowded group of Pashinyan supporters went to the fallen soldiers' grave sites at the Yerablur military pantheon. Upon their arrival, the pantheon was blocked by volunteer soldiers who participated in the First Karabakh War in the early 90s, as well as the relatives of those killed during the most recent Karabakh War. The protesters claim Pashinyan is to blame for the deaths of thousands of soldiers, the loss of territory in Karabakh, and ultimately the defeat of the war, which ended with the signing of the trilateral peace agreement with Russia and Azerbaijan. The Prime Minister and his supporters were eventually able to enter the pantheon and pay homage to the victims of the war. Earlier in the day, Nikol Pashinyan held a public speech where he stated that the people and only the people can decide the future of Armenia, not the political elite. And in this regard, our biggest challenge is to ensure stability and allow the people to express themselves. In the meantime, the government must work to effectively implement the provisions of the roadmap published on November 18th, which addresses the country's post-war challenges and will generally stabilize the internal political situation, he said. Today, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan visited the Syunik region. In a Facebook live stream from his car on his way to Syunik, Pashinyan said he was going to look people in the eyes and answer to their questions. More than a month after the trilateral agreement that ended the 2020 Artsakh war, the demarcation of new state borders between Armenia and Azerbaijan is underway. The eastern border of Armenia's southern region of Syunik will now be bordering Azerbaijan instead of the Republic of Artsakh. Those territories were either taken back during the hostilities or returned to Azerbaijan as part of the truce agreement. During the visit, Pashinyan assured the residents of Syunik that the Russian border guards will patrol the area to ensure the road safety. He added that this is done to ensure security and not to provoke a new conflict until the situation stabilizes. Ahead of Nikol Pashinyan's visit, the people of Syunik held a protest along some parts of the road. They were claiming they do not have land to give to the Azerbaijanis. Earlier in the morning, the mayor of Goris Arush Arushanyan was arrested by the police for his calls to hinder Pashinyan from entering Syunik. Pashinyan eventually had to cancel his visits to the southern towns of Goris, Kapan and Mehri. On the day of the mourning, we will not go to provoke any further actions. We are returning to Yerevan. I still owe visits to Goris, Kapan, Gajaran and Mehri. Peace be upon our martyrs, he said in a Facebook post. 6 Armenian conscripts who were considered missing since October have returned home. The soldiers were found during search operations conducted by the International Committee of the Red Cross, Russian peacekeepers, and the Artsakh Republic State Service for emergency situations in the areas that are currently under Azerbaijani control. Yesterday night, Artsakh President Arayik Harutyunyan reported the discovery of 6 conscripts who had been fighting heroically for more than 70 days. Harutyunyan released the name of the servicemen, adding that their relatives had already been notified of their rescue. The names of the 6 conscripts are Arsen Ayvazian, David Sahakyan, Nikolai Stepanyan, Artur Harutyunyan, Arman Armaganyan, Ruslan Tumanyan. In ՍիվիլՆեթ special, Gevorg Tosunyan visited Yura Avetisyan in Kornizor, located in the Syunik region. The 12-year-old child is from the village of Arshat in the Hadrut region of Karabakh, which is currently under Azerbaijani control. Yura and his family members tell ՍիվիլՆեթ their painful story, from escaping the Sumgait massacres in the early 90s to the war that struck them during this fall.